Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday! Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing very, very well. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen and see how we are looking today. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Hope everyone is doing very, very well. Let's get this down a little bit lower. On this fantastic high energy, high activity, high performance Wednesday. Markets pumping. We're so back. We're so back. The days of it's so over are over. The days of we're so back are back. And I won't hear anything to the contrary. I won't hear anything to the contrary. What's up, Sis? Good to see you, brah. Yes, I got up very late today. I slept for like 12 hours last night. My my body clock. I don't know what to say about my body clock. I slept from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Then I woke up and did a little bit of work from like 2 to 6. And I slept again from like 6 to 1 p.m. That's the sleep champions right there. a model individual, this guy. There's actually a term for that. That's I remember reading about that. That's how that's how like medieval people used to sleep. Obviously they didn't sleep in until lunchtime, but yeah, the medieval 2 sleep cycle. They used to sleep they used to do 2 like biphasic sleep. They used to do like 4 hours after sunset, and then they would wake up at like 2 a.m. and they would eat, they would shag, they would talk, and then they would go back to sleep at like 3 or 4 and sleep again for another 4 hours, and then they would wake up at, 7 or 8 a.m. and get about their day. Especially places where there was like 12 hours or more of darkness. Yes, interesting, all very interesting, I know, but we're more interested in the BTC pub. What's up, DK? What's up, Veslin? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Marquise in the chat? Let's go. What's up, Haj? How we doing, sir? Veslin with a 45 stream streak. Yo, let's go. 45. That's crazy. And Sis with a 40 stream streak, bro. We need to get a notification. We need to get some kind of alert going for these stream streaks. That's sick, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. The boys. The boys. What's up, Film Ninja? Volatility in the charts. You know it, sir. You know it. Yes, you can hear the music. That's good. We're so back. What's up, Eris Lord? What is this PA? It's pumping PA. Up only PA. There was no light bulb. Yes, exactly. That pump unicorn setup worked out beautifully. I haven't checked it. Did it? Oh! Oh! Yeah. Well, look at that. Bruh. Crazy. Yeah, that played out really nicely. We'll look at that in a sec. We're live on YouTube and Twitch. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. What's up, Jake? Jake in the X chat. My man. And yes, also live on YouTube for the for the 6 people who prefer to watch me there. We can't see the chart, bro. For a second, as well, I thought that was legit. For a second, I thought that was legit. But yes, hope we're all doing very well. Let's get a prediction going, and then we'll jump into the charts. The prediction, of course, and I think it's going to be a good one. The prediction, of course, is bullish or bearish New York Open. You guys have 15 minutes. Bruh. How does that fucking happen every time? It's something to do with the predictions. It's something to do with the predictions. So every time we do a prediction, the mic, or not every time, but yeah, I know you can hear. Why the fuck is that? Man, fucking technologia. That's very tilting. So when I do a prediction, that's 3 times now. When I've done a prediction, the mic mutes. Why is that? Let me try something here. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know why it's doing that. Like, what's the behavior of the stream that when you lodge a prediction, what's it? Yeah, in future, Sis, you can just DM me when that happens, because I don't see the Twitch chat is a little bit away from me. Yeah, after the prediction, it seems to mute for some reason. That happened twice last week. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Very annoying though. That's a new thing. What's up, Wes? What's up, Wojak? Yeah, I wasn't saying much, to be honest. I was just saying that it seems to me that a lot of bears have been crashing out on the timeline over the last 24 to 48 hours since we got the bullish news, since we got the ceasefire news. It seems to me that more bears than I've seen in a long time have been crashing out. Guys who were excess with the resub. Let's go. Guys who I guess were we love the resubs. Thank you, excess. 33 months. What a long amount of time, man. Coming on your 3-year anniversary. It's crazy. Yeah, so, sorry, what's my point here? My point is that it seems that more than... Because we're still just range-bound, we're still just channel-bound here. It seems that more than any other pump in this range, you know, more than this upside, more than this upside, more than this upside, more than even this upside, it seems like this upside has really caused guys to crash out, or seen a lot of... bears who lost huge chunks of their portfolios, guys who were maybe max short at the lows, expecting 60k, 50ks. Interesting. Do I think that this is going to play out? I don't know. You tell me. I think that I drew a more accurate one. Well, you tell me how accurate it is. Something like that. I mean, you can see the commonalities here. I think that we reject around mid-range. I'm gonna say bearish for New York Open. that will really scare the that'll really scare CT. No audio, can't hear you. Yeah, well, hopefully that's fixed now. Yeah, it says in future you can just DM me directly on Discord. I don't see the Twitch chat. What's up, Nat? Good to see ya. Repeat the last 2 minutes. Repeat it already. It was just talking about bears crashing out. That was it. Is this the disbelief rally? I lost $100. I'll survive. Yeah. No, but it does seem to me that a lot of guys were expecting a breakdown of the range. Like, I think a lot of guys were expecting this to be the, you know, the retest followed by lower, the kind of the fractal we saw back here in January. And I could have seen it. I think I remember a lot of guys looking at the trend line here. So if we get rid of this, there was a interesting trend line that I saw. I think I saw Jelle, whatever his name is, Jelle, post this first, where he basically was making the point, and I really see it now, you know. He was saying that, I mean, if you look at this price action, what would this symbolize to you? What would this be indicative of? to me, it's quite clear what this was, or what this bearish retest exactly. To me, I mean, I understand why guys were shorting this. I'll put it that way. Because to me, this looks very, very much like a... It's actually a bearish retest. You get 2 bites of the apple. It's quite funny how that played out. And then, of course, now we've just pumped up through it. So, yeah. But I understand. I guess I understand the logic. If guys are shorting here and looking for a breakdown of the range, because I still think that this range, when it resolves, will resolve to the downside. I don't think the bottom is in. I think that we see lower prices into the remainder of the year. Yeah. I think that this will prove to be a complex pullback. Oh, yeah, we need to look at pump. I'll come back to that in a second. We need to mark up that chart. And yeah, so something like this. I do think even if we do kind of... Let's imagine for a second that, you know, price comes up here, trades back towards 80K. I still think, man, this is like where you should be scouting for shorts, if I'm being honest. I have a kind of a funny feeling this is gonna... We're gonna get a pullback here from mid-channel. We've just swept buy-side liquidity here. Trading at value area high. I don't know. I'm skeptical. Complex pullback. Complex pullback is the meme. Complex pullback is the meme with the guys, the guys in the room doing the trading course. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Can anyone find me that meme? You're bearish on the prediction. Be sure to watch and follow this last video on AMT. I agree. Matt with the repost. Let's go. Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you. Confetti for you, sir. Markets are so logical. Some markets are logical. I would say the smaller a market is, the more the lower the volume in a market, the more prone to illogical price action it is. But saying that, I mean, silver is bigger than the market cap, the entire crypto market cap, and it's been trading like a shitcoin recently. And gold as well. Gold is what, like, isn't gold like I don't know, what is gold, like 20 something trillion? What's the gold market cap right now? Gold market cap, I think it's like 29 trillion or something. 33 trillion. There you go. So it's like 10x the crypto market cap, if not even slightly more. And yeah, gold has traded like an absolute shitcoin recently in some instances. You're right to look for a short. Yeah. Yeah, well, I understand the logic. Underside retest, exactly. Only thing is we H4 S&P the lows, whereas last time we closed below them. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, and also, I tell you what, I don't love this consolidation PA at, like... If you're a bear here and you see this type of price action at the lows here, I don't know. Like, consistent sweep and buyback. To me, that looks like getting ready for a reversal. Back to mid-range now and reacting. I think this is very interesting. We have taken the previous high. What's up, Ranvirtosha? Ranvirt. Love from India. Thank you, sir. Big love to my Indian bros. My Indian bros and my Indian sisses. Yeah, Sis is also from that fine nation. What's the general... Here's a question for my Indian friends. What's the general... and no hate. No hate to my friends, the English. But what's the general sentiment towards English people in India? Because I know that in different countries that were former colonies, it goes from, like, playful competitiveness in sports to, like, actually hating them. Generational hatred. I know that a friend of mine worked in South Africa once. He said he had to be careful in certain bars where he worked speaking English in the bar because you could get a box to the head. They were that the Boers were that anti-English. In Ireland, it's not so severe. It's more, I would say, a fierce competitive rivalry in sports. But there's history there. What's up, Lars? God, I hate that track. Iran to charge tanker transit tolls in Bitcoin. That's not a real headline, is it? That's not a real headline, is it? It is. Bruh. New York Open in 2 months. Get the predictions in, boys. That's not a real headline, is it? Wow. You guys have a minute and a half remaining. Petrocoin? Congrats on the Teal Street news. Thank you, sir. Yeah, been a long time coming. For those who are wondering, can we make a command? I think we have a Teal Street command already. I didn't even know. I don't even think I have a ref link anymore. I don't know about that, Marquise. Can I share that on stream? Can we look at that together on stream? Okay, so I've just been sent this by the by my social media manager for a this is a thumbnail idea for the what is this for, TikTok or Instagram? I don't know, man. AI is getting... I don't think I've ever shown that much emotion in my life. Come to India sometimes. Gotta play the game, yeah. Holy thumbnail is right. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Is this for TikTok? New York is opened. Is that for TikTok or Instagram? Submissions have just closed. 40-60 split. All shorts, so it would be for YouTube as well. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Let's make that a sticker. No. New York is open, so I'm gonna say it now. I think bearish. I'm having Danny Candle coming up. Yeah, I would like to see a version with me smiling, maybe. Gotta play the game. Interestingly, that sign-up link doesn't work. Huh. I think it does work for me. But maybe, yeah, let's just change that, Sis, to the announcement. For now, at least. It doesn't. That ref link doesn't matter anymore. The fun thing about co-owning a company is that ref links don't really matter. Nice, the Teal Street has a mobile app. So they don't actually have a mobile app per se. It's not on the App Store. They have a mobile browser. They have a very, how do I put this? They have a mobile app, a browser version mobile app that's incredibly good. I think it's just like to get on the App Store, you need to pay quite a lot of money, and we're poor. But I'm pushing to get it out this year. Would be nice, because App Store adds a little bit of legitimacy to what we're trying to do. It's called PWA. PWA, previous weekly array. I don't know what PWA means. If BTC dumps from range high, what's the target? Come on, bro. You know the answer to that already. Oil price is down to $90 a barrel. Interesting. You shorter, Wes? Yeah. I could see it. Progressive web app, so it runs on phone rather than App Store download option. Basically, yes. You can create, if you just go into like Google Chrome and pull open the, like go to tealstreet.io, you can actually just create, I can't remember what the button is on iOS anyway, it's pretty simple. You just basically like create home screen shortcut or whatever, and it gives you that. Which is, it functions exactly as a mobile app. I've been using that for like 3 years. It's genuinely really good. I never used to do mobile trading before Teal Street. That's the truth, because it was so bad the phone experience was so bad. But yeah, I do too much actually. Quite. I think I trade worse on mobile. Although that's not necessarily true either. Mobile trading is different. It's a little bit more YOLO. Any possibility for BTC to 90k? Of course there's a possibility. What's up, Neil? Good to see you, brah. What's up, Ached? Big short from here, 74. Personally, I'm not entering anything here. To be honest, I've taken like, I would say 3 trades in the last month. I think of those 3 trades, there were no wins. I think 2 I got stopped at break even, and 1 I took a pretty chunky loss. I was actually short. I actually shorted BTC somewhere around here actually, around the POC. That was last week. Because the month opened and we pumped into POC, and I actually thought we would dump to take these lows. Was my target, but no, that did not play out. What was it? Something like this. It would have been like a 20k win, but instead it was a, I don't know, what was it, $1,400 loss or something like that. $1,500 loss. But yeah, it was one of those things. I remember asking myself, like, why the fuck am I still in this trade? I should be closing out when I saw this consolidation at the channel low. But sometimes you just get a little bit stubborn with your trades. Claude can make the app. I bet it can. Maybe you can get test app from Flight Test. Maybe you need to contact the team for that. What's the trade you're eyeing up next? To be honest, there's the only trade that I'm eyeing up next is a short. That's for absolute fucking certain. XS can't, more of a web guy. XS can't trade on mobile, is that it? Why didn't you move the trade B? Yeah, I should have. I don't actually do that, to be honest. Even though that's kind of one of the... So we have different policies for calling trades in the server than many of the traders do for their own personal trading. Like, for instance, I get quite frustrated with guys on the trading team when they don't move stops break even after a trade has been up like 4 or 5 or. Particularly when those calls are being shared with a server full of people. There needs to be more of an emphasis on risk management. You actually need to be ruthless with your risk management, because guys, I'll put it this way, if you're sharing 5 trades in the server, 4 of them are losses where you take -1 or -1 or -1 or -1 or, and 1 of them is a win for +5 or. So of those 5 trades, you're coming out a net total of +1 or. That's still not a good ROI. That's still not a good performance for sharing trades on a server, because in order for the average member to be happy, they have to be happy that they caught all 5 of those trades, which many of them won't do. You have to assume that they didn't give up after the first 4 losses, because in many cases, if you lose 4 in a row, people will just stop following your trades. Right? There's a lot that goes into that. A lot of guys are just going to be like, they're just going to start complaining and, you know, bitching to me and DMing me and saying like, hey, I'm not happy with this. Like, I took 4 trades and they're all 4 losses. So you have to be a break even in calling trades for a server. While it can be quite frustrating, it's actually, it's better than, it's a better return than 0, if that makes sense. The fact that you don't lose is also worth quite a lot in terms of share. It's a weird one to parse. Like, a loss is worth more than -1 or, I'll put it that way. Does that make sense? What's up, Shark? What's up, Ship? Need to change the Nightbot. Yeah. I asked, can you guys please change the Nightbot? Marquise, Sis. Indiana can't trade crypto. Indiana or India? What's up, Hitnut? Adam reposted the stream, my man. Appreciate you, sir. Confetti for you. Hope you're well, Shark. Israel violated the ceasefire, but I thought they had done so already. Short here is sensible, especially if we expect peace talks to fail. It's not even... I think you don't even need to expect peace talks to fail. It's more like, it's basically this. A lot of time, news pumps within the confines of... Like, we saw it fucking time and time again. Man, how many times did we see it back here? You basically have your fucking ascending channel, right? And you would see, like, there'd be bearish news at the highs and it would bring us down to channel low, and then there'd be bullish news and would bring us back up to the highs, and then bearish news, and then you know what I mean? It's like, it's a point that I was making on stream yesterday, where it's like fundamentals lead the market for sure. Like, in my opinion, fundamentals are the thing that they're the drivers, right? They're the driving catalyst behind price. But that usually happens within a technical framework. So if you have like, if you have a range here, right? And let's say price comes down into this range, and it's here, and then all of a sudden you get an announcement like ceasefire with Iran, right? Very often you'll get this, right? and it'll come back to this is where it will start chilling, and then it's like peace talks fail, and you get something like this, and it's like bah, 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 bah. And then we come back down, right? And then it consolidates here, and it's like, oh, actually no, there are more peace talks on the table, like, you know, and it comes back up here, right? And this happens time and time again. You will see fundamentals are the thing driving price, but that all happens within a well-established and easily defined technical framework. Does that make sense? So I think a lot of the time when you're looking at these news pumps or news dumps, you still need to have the technicals in mind. Where's the support? Where's the resistance? Where's the supply? Where's the demand? Where's the range high? Where's the range low? Where's the value area? Where's the liquidity? Right? Because that is the framework within which you look for those trades, right? Fundamentals might be the driving force, but it all happens within that technical framework. Does that make sense? Fundamentals. Regardless of what Iran does, the US economy is quite fucked anyway. Yeah, we spoke about that a little bit yesterday. It looks like rate cuts are not going to happen. In fact, interest rates might be going higher later this year, which is not what anyone wanted or was planning for. News mostly helps price to deviate in the extreme. Yeah, that's another thing, right? You'll see a lot of the time, you know, these news events will come like this will be a news pump and this will be a news dump, right? But actually those can sometimes present arguably the best and most asymmetric buying opportunity or selling opportunity, right? Your florins are gonna get liquidated? Tom Harbar. Agus tú aon, Tom Ariaus. Ariaus or Fod? You can tell that this man's doing he's getting ready for his Irish oral. Or maybe the Irish oral has already happened. Ways. Let me just do this. Synergy is out. No oral for the JC. Jesus Christ. Things have changed. Yeah, what have I said? Thank you, Akinaro. New Aussie. Do we have any Kiwis in the server, Wes? You know, the better of the two big nations down in that beautiful part of the world. Yeah, I haven't seen any. I don't know that many Kiwis in trading at all. The Kiwis are extinct, yeah. I genuinely don't. When you consider how many Aussies there are and how many Dutchies there are. Obviously lots of Americans. Not many Irish, and maybe Sniper Shark can speak to that. Like, I don't know any other... There's one other Irish influencer. The Dogecoin guy. He's like his name is like the King of Doge. He's an Irish guy. Oh, 25 viewers on YouTube. Let's go. There is an Irish fella. McGregor. Thank you, Akinaro. He podcasts with Size Chad. Exactly. So that's the guy I'm talking about. I don't know. Is his name Doge King? King of Doge? Something to do with Dogecoin. So look, I understand it's a complicated issue, but there's a type of person in Ireland who you know, it's like everything is the immigrants' fault, you know, and it's like I don't know, man. There's a particular type of person that you see around it. Anyway, I clicked into that podcast and I just saw there was like two separate. I skipped forward. I clicked on one segment and I skipped forward and I clicked on another segment, and both times it was like reading news articles about things that were happening in Ireland, and effectively insinuating that it was, you know, because of very simplistic reasons. Oh no, the housing crisis is because of immigration. That's, you know, when I think that I think that in a lot of cases you can be reductive. You can, of course, and that's what gets clicks. But the sensationalism is really only good for surface level talking points. It is unfortunately a complicated issue, but yeah, yeah, interesting guy. We have Americans. We don't have too many Americans. We have a lot of Americans in Ireland, but they're tourists. There's not very, like when I was growing up, we didn't really have. We had like one American family in our village, in our town. And when I went to school, I had one American guy in my year. I actually ended up being really good friends with him. A guy from Texas. But not a huge. I would say there's not that many Americans living in Ireland. We get a shit ton of tourists. We get a lot of tourists. Citizens of Ireland. You know what I'm talking about. Sniper Shark. We had a couple of years ago. We had my brother was visiting us with his girlfriend at the time, who I think she was South American. I want to say Brazilian or Argentinian. I can't really remember, to be honest. Really nice girl, and obviously I'm dating a French lady, and we went into town, like into city to have lunch, and there was like a protest against immigration. And like, I understand it's a complicated issue. It is a very complicated issue, and I think that, you know, there are many governments in Europe that have completely mishandled how it happens. But the guys that they have in those protests, like, it's just, they're the worst type of people to make those kinds of points, because they're just people with no jobs. They're just people with no jobs. They're all on Social Security, which is, we call it the dole. They're all on welfare. They have nothing better to be doing on a Saturday afternoon than having a few cans and heading into town to protest against the immigrants. We had an American family moved into the village near me, and within 2 weeks their house got completely destroyed by a storm. Jesus. Omelette de fromage. McGregor is an interesting one though, because I think that a lot of guys my age, he was like such a hero growing up. Like guys in their late teens, early 20s who were around when he became big, he was really like, he was such a fucking talisman. No, it's omelette de fromage. You don't understand, Marquise. It's a reference. Sounds like an Irish holiday. Have you seen that video of Conor McGregor looking at the moon? He's recording the moon outside his hotel room. He's like, Jesus lads, look at the moon. The fucking moon. It's so fucking big, the moon. And he just can't get over how fucking huge the moon is. He's like, the video's not doing it justice. The moon. He's just coked out McGregor, probably on like 2 hours of sleep. Lad, seriously, the moon. You tried his whiskey and it's not bad. I don't think I've ever tried it, actually. Bel accent. Do you believe in 78k for our imaginary coin call? Do I believe in 78k? clear these up. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? It's like you either think we reject here as we trade against mid-channel resistance after taking key buy-side liquidity into this supply area. Because, like, that's the thing, right? You see this a lot when you get range-bound price action. Is you'll get, and people like to call this, you know, people like to call this a head and shoulders, but it is just range-bound price action. You get this, and you get the retest, right? And that's effectively, you get the range high, you get the deviation or the sweep of range high, and then you get the retest. And this happens time and time again, right? And guys go, oh, it's a head and shoulders. Yeah, sure, if you want to call it a head and shoulders. But to me, it's just range-bound price action. You get the thing that sets the range, you get the thing that deviates the range, and you get the thing that retests the deviation, right? So that's kind of the first area you're looking at. And if that doesn't happen, then it's very simple. You're looking for the sweep, and you're looking for channel high retest. You're looking for that, right? Didn't he run for office over there? So he said that he was going to. The thing is, you need to be... I don't know what the exact political mechanics of it are, but you need to... Your name needs to be, like, approved or... Sniper Shark, what is it again? Why didn't McGregor run for president? A candidate must either be nominated by 20 members of parliament or 4 local authorities. So yeah, that's... I don't think he was able to get any of those. On the dole with a chicken fillet roll, that's the goal. But that's the thing, right? And again, I understand it's a complicated issue. And we don't have it, man. If you go to other European countries, it's way worse, you know? Ireland is like 1/10 as bad as how... Because immigration is a complicated issue. It's not as simple as, ooh, more equals bad, less equals good. It's not quite so simple. But for sure it has been mishandled in many countries worldwide. But the guy, like, the thing about what's happening in Ireland is, like, the guys may have valid points, but it's never really communicated that way because the speaking heads that they have for that side of the bench are just typically completely lacking in education. They're guys who are basically, yeah, as Sniper Shark says, they're guys who are maybe not in the best position to be criticizing the social welfare system in the country. I'll put it that way. Follow for Palestine. There's a big pro-Palestine movement in Ireland, actually, because of I guess because of, well, there's the human element to it. Like a lot of people in the West seeing what's happening over there would feel the same way, but also it's like a colonial issue or feeling similarities. I do think, though, again, that's also as an issue which is like it's I think if you drill down and actually ask the average person in like a Palestinian march, like, why they're marching, oh, because of similarities. What similarities? Oh, similarities between Ireland and Palestine. Well, what similarities? Like, can you please name them? I think like the average person, I don't know. I knew a few people who were really passionate about that thing, and let's just say they weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. Not the sharpest knives in the drawer. I think they just got carried away by the zeitgeist more than anything, and that's fine as well, you know. Nothing wrong with that, but I think with most of these issues, you know, you'll find that there are subtleties and nuances that are lost on most people. And that's the fucking cornerstone of like healthy political discourse, is the ability to like listen to what the other side are saying and to to actually engage in a proper discussion rather than, and that's what pisses me off about like the left and the right, especially in American politics, because it's so bipartisan. It's like what is that thing, horseshoe theory, you know? You can't even see that, but where it's like, that's not even the best example, but you know, you come around the horseshoe and they're actually both both the same kind of thing. It's just, I can't imagine, I couldn't imagine like living in a country where I would just completely disengage from politics. If I was an American, I'd be completely disengaged from politics. Come out, ye black and tans, yeah. The horseshoe is quite accurate, yeah. Well, Veslin, where are you from again? Are you? I have a funny feeling you're in Eastern Europe, right? Or Central Eastern Europe? Bulgaria, yeah, okay. What's politics like there? There's no truth on the other side. It's always about the hypocrisy of the left versus the hypocrisy of the right. Well, that's the thing, man. And it's something I spoke about on stream before. Is like usually the stance I adopt is one that's fairly centrist. I always try and imagine like, you know, what are these people actually saying? Like, how would I feel if I was in their shoes, in their position? Would I feel as strongly about the points that they're making? If so, why? If not, why? And fuck, man, people don't want to hear it. It's like, it's one of those things where like, if you're talking to the right people, if you're talking to the wrong people about like an issue like Palestine, Israel, or Trump in many cases, and someone's like, what's your opinion? You know, they're leaning over the table. Like, what's your opinion? If you say something like what I just said there, like, well, actually, I think that, you know, it's a complicated and sensitive issue, and it, you know, there's discourse to be had on both sides. They're like, what? You fascist, or you communist? You know, it's like there's no capacity for entertaining alternative viewpoints, which is just exhausting. Because that's the cornerstone of intelligence, in my opinion, is the ability to like empathize with people who are very different from you, and to like engage them in proper discourse. Right now, politics here is mostly based on corrupted oligarchy. There you go. How dare you? Yeah, exactly. Don't you think a lot of the animosity is mainly online? Yeah, it isn't, man. I'm telling you, you see these people on the streets. You see these people marching, protesting. But I guess, of course, you're really seeing the top 10% of fanatics in those cases. Black and white thinking is cognitive distortion that our entire society is driven by. Yeah, it's tribalism, man. It's kind of, in a way, the horrible thing about it is it's kind of human nature. Okay, the 30-minute candle is closed. And it was an emphatic win for the Bears. I'm going to congratulate myself on that one as well, because I did bet bearish in my head with y'all, as mentioned at the start of the prediction. Bearish. Boom. GG the Bears. Banger said too, yo. Your truth offends me. Yeah, but you say that's what the average lefty says, but my point is that happens on both sides. And usually the worst part about it is it's a vocal minority at the very top, at the very like extreme ends of both, that cast the rest of that side of the bench in a bad light. Like, I remember my first experience, like, because Ireland and Europe is like, we would be pretty liberal by the standards of American politics. Like, in general, just, I would say, like, the average person under the age of 40 would be considered quite liberal, quite left-leaning by American political standards, in Western Europe at least. And I remember like growing up, we were exposed to like news sources and primary sources that said that the right wing in America were fucking crazy. They were nuts. They were bonkers. They were racist. They carried guns everywhere, and they believed that gays should be stoned to death, and all this stuff that was very extreme and very exaggeratory. And I remember like meeting the first time I met actual Republicans from America. They were like super chill and super normal. And I remember one guy saying, he was like, yeah, like I think it's like, to me, I don't like either party, but the GOP is like the lesser of two evils. And I was like, oh, okay, so this guy is pretty fucking normal. But that's not what you're taught or what you're indoctrinated into, growing up in Western Europe. But it's the same on the other side, right? It's like, now that I'm on X all the time, I see the other side where it's like mostly guys leaning on the other side, and they're like, no, the left they're idiots, and they're woke-tards, and they're libtards, and they're crazy, they're the violent ones. And it's like, well, that's not 100% true either. And the truth is somewhere in the middle. Because the fact of the matter is that humans are humans, and there are idiots and extremists and ignorant people on both sides of the bench. And unfortunately, they do usually happen to be the vocal minority on both sides, the top 5%. Yeah, and I think that's about enough. That's about enough on politics. It's an interesting topic in as much as it's kind of like human nature. But yeah, I sometimes, like, I wonder, like, how do fucking normal people do it in America, Normal, just chill people. Cause it's crazy over there. It's a bit of a circus. Like, I often think about Jonesy, like, he's just such a chill, low intensity guy. Like, everything's pretty chill, everything's pretty cool. Like, how does a person like him navigate the American political landscape? Because it just seems so intense and crazy and wild and bipartisan and extreme, No one can stop themselves from discussing politics. Generally, religion is extremist no matter which side. Except there are no Christian... there are. It's all relative. The leftmost parties sit to the right in most parties in the EU. That's true. R.I.P. the Kennedy brothers. Yeah. Yeah, what a tragic family. If you read about them. Real tragic stuff. Right, let's mark up this chart. And try and figure out what we're doing here. Yeah, I will say it doesn't look great. It certainly doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. Just got a notification on my phone. Oof. Just got a notification on my phone. I have a call with Kraken tomorrow. It's for like a pretty senior role. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. My name was put forward. My name was put forward. I don't mind sharing this with you guys because because it is what it is. My name was put forward, and I remember I had a few discussions with a guy, one of their new marketing heads. He was like, yeah, man, we think you'd be good for this. And I remember in my head thinking that it was like, I don't know, maybe like an affiliate type deal, but it looks pretty, I think it's pretty senior in the company. because I'm now onto the second round of interviews. Keeping in mind, I didn't even realize that there was a first round because I was just talking. I was just chatting with the guys. But now apparently I'm onto the second. So the first time I've ever gotten to the second round of an interview without knowing that I was even in the first round. And yeah, apparently it's for a pretty senior role. And maybe I skipped the whole thing. But what's the general vibe? Because I'm not crazy pushed, but what's the general vibe among you guys with regards to Kraken? What's the general feeling? And they're also making a new exchange signed partnership with the US government for being the first exchange to do certain stuff. Maybe that's something I should know, but Kraken was my first CEX I registered back in 2017. Clunky, but gets the job done. Exchange for boomer whales. BTC as some life back in it. No way we push to all-time highs from here. I mean, Kraken is legit. I just use them as a fiat off-ramp, but hard to trade big size. Why is it hard to trade big size? Sorry, I meant to look at Pump. Because you guys rightly pointed out that the unicorn played out. So, you guys might remember that on the last stream, we covered this unicorn breaker setup, right? Whereby you get these... When you get these series of bearish order blocks, and one breaks... Right, the next block in the series breaks, it becomes a breaker block. That then turns into a bullish breaker block, and you use that as your retest for the reversal. And I pointed out that this was pretty clean from Pump. We had a downtrend, we had a break in structure, and now you look at the unicorn. And boom. That's pretty fucking clean. Bottom to top here, we had a 13% pump. Less sus than Binance. Acquisition and expansion. Ninja Trader was acquired to expand into retail future. There you go. I have done 2 streams for Ninja Trader so far. Kraken launched several minor initiatives expanding beyond pure crypto to become a unified asset platform. ESX stocks, also Breakout, and Ninja Trader. Depending on the asset you trade, spreads aren't that great. OTC trading, even if you do above 1 million, is meant to have no fees, but they still quote you minimum 25 bips. Oh, interesting. Claude Mythos found out that every big internet software and operating system are hackable. That's also interesting. People don't have time to protest in Asia. Well, what I know from my history books is that protests in Asia aren't usually handled like protests in France. Wasn't NATO part of... NATO is part of Kraken. So they have NATO, they have Breakout, they have Ninja Trader. They are expanding. Chroma soon, maybe. How would you guys feel about that? Chroma trading is now part of the Kraken group. They better pay us at least 10K. At least 10 grand for Chroma. When Chroma prop firm, I had a pretty serious offer. So we had, things have gone to shit now because the market has gone to shit. But last year, I had a pretty, I had a discussion with an investor about potentially doing something like that. And in the end, I decided against it. Or we decided against it, I should say. It was also just about the time that 10th of October happened. It seemed like maybe crypto wouldn't be the same for a few months, so we put that one on the back burner, and I don't think it's going to happen now. But something else that happened, and this is probably something that I could do tomorrow if I wanted, but we were, how do I put this? How do I phrase this? A well-known DEX approached us to see whether we wanted to buy a stake or invest in them or something, buy ownership of the DEX and rebrand to ChromaDex. Hyperliquid, yeah. And we would rebrand to ChromaDex. Now, if you had asked me 6 months ago to take that deal, I probably would have said yes immediately. But my I don't know, my feeling towards perp dexes is a little bit different now than it was 6 months ago. $100K? 100K is the minimum for Chroma? Bro, I've already had offers that were several times as much as that I said no to, and it was an easy no. I'm afraid you'd have to go a lot higher than that for me to even consider it. Cascade? No, it wasn't Cascade. It wasn't Hyperliquid. Why would you think that? I'm afraid Hyperliquid would buy and sell me many times over. What changed? I think that well, EdgeX is kind of bucking the trend, right? I don't know, man. Aster, Dime, LIT. Oh yeah, did you guys see oil? That's crazy. Oil down 20%. Can't buy Chroma without all pillars and good team members, fam, for life. That's the thing. It would the serious offer that I had for Chroma in the past was they would buy this. They would buy like the business, and then I would become an employee of them, of the business. I would still have the role as director, manager, whatever. But I wouldn't own Chroma anymore. Cragex. You're ranked number 100 in Cascade? Nice, let's go. An Aquahire? Don't sell out. Is that an argument for being better? What about guys? You'd stay and watch the thing you love being squeezed for profit for someone else. That's true. That's true. And when I tell you who was involved, you'll understand why I said no. And the funny thing is, I know of at least 2 of my associates in the space who said yes to that deal, and I'm seeing them now, and they don't look like they're having a good time. I'll put it that way. VVV. Yeah, Vestlin wanted to look at this one. I'm still looking to long around 6. I don't want to long here. Moon Carl. How much percentage do I make annually? 1000%. What is that question? Best of the mix incoming. Well, we already passed the best of the mix. Do I have a game plan if VVV rips and doesn't get to 6? The game plan is to watch it rip and do nothing. Crypto is far superior to religion, yes, exactly. Yeah, say. You're long VVV? Yeah. I just don't, for me, so let's clean this up a bit. As we shift the goalpost once more. I gotta say, I do love this fucking track though. The thing is, I don't love longing here because to me it just feels like longing into resistance. You know what I mean? You boys want to see a hack? A true hack. If you want to draw straight lines with a highlighter, this will tell you how sad I am. But I've actually thought about this. You need to zoom in as far as you can go. Then draw one of these bad boys. And then when you zoom out, that shit is straight as an arrow. Beautiful. Follow for more trading view hacks. Yeah, it's standard accumulative PA. Yeah, BTC looks a bit shot, huh? Deep alpha, yeah, exactly. Boys, I'll take, we'll do 3 charts. I'm feeling generous today. Chart requests are free. Chart requests are free. I will do 3 of them. Thank you, Sis. No, Wes. Okay, actually, we will look at that. I remember making a lot of money on this coin. Wow. Bro, what a coin. Sorry, can we... I think I made 5 grand longing this thing. Oh yeah, I did. End of November. I feel like that was one of the first... Sorry, there's drama on the timeline. Let me just... Drama on the timeline, boys. Drama on the timeline. That's funny. Some dude copied Kobisi Letters post and didn't credit it, and they served him a cease and desist letter from a lawyer, and he made that post on Twitter. Can we look at useless? Yes. Sorry, let me show you the degen. I longed this thing where? Bruh. This is the trouble. The trouble with these fucking 6K monitors is that I cannot. Bruh. If you're wondering what I'm trying to do now, I need to talk to TradingView about that, actually. Maybe that's something they can fix. Because I recently got a 6K monitor, so when I open these charts, the default view size is too big to post in TradingView. That was I think that might be the only time I traded this chart. And the funny thing is, I think I opened a $5,000 position. So, I made a 2x on a perp. Where the fuck was this? Did this long take place? 0.013. Bruh. DJUSD CoinX. Okay. Ah, okay, I was wondering. Oh yeah, look, we have it. We have it here, boys. Wow. That's amazing. So that was the trade. There you go, Wes. That trade happened in November 2024. I caught a very nice 2x. 5K position, 5K profit. Oh. That was our first ever custom P&L card. Not bad, but it's quite basic. Quite basic compared to what we have now. GG, yeah, I mean... I feel like that might have been one of my first ever, like, 5K trades. I remember feeling pretty fucking kingly after that one. That was a copy trade as well, I think. You remember that guy, Owen? What was his name? Owen. 1v9? Remember that guy? DGen is part of Chroma lore. It's too big, I can't show you exactly. Besesov suffix. Yeah, but since then, DGen is what? This is minus 97%. I mean, the chart is dead, right? It's actually deader than a lot of other charts. I mean, that might be one of the deadest charts I've seen. Top to bottom, minus 99%. Yeah. Do what you want with that. LIT looks good for a short. I haven't, Haven't looked at LIT in a while. Nah. Why do you want to short that? What about Drift? The one that got hacked? That's a crazy story, by the way. Minus 99% is standard this cycle. No, I would be longing LIT if it came down a little bit more. It kind of looks like it's breaking structure here. Maybe a long if it comes down here. Yeah, I don't hate LIT here. Yeah, okay, actually no, LIT is a long. 9-2. We long LIT if it goes to 9-2. There you go. That's actually a clean breaker as well. It's actually a clean chart. Yeah. I think I'd be looking for longs. If we get a 14-15% drop, retest 0.9, I'd be looking for longs there. I like that. Something like that. There you go. Guys, chill in the chat. Please. Any opinion on Ordi? Nah. So I had a bag of Ordi in like 2024. I bought some and I sold it all in August 2025. I sold it all at a minus 70% loss or something like that. That was a stupid case because yeah, I lost like 6 or 7 grand on that bag. I think I bought a 20k bag, which is just retarded. And I waited way too long to sell it. As I recall, I sold it somewhere around here. Somewhere around there, I sold the whole thing. Yeah, like $11. So it's crazy to look back on these coins, right? I bought Ordi. I bought Ordi at 30 something here, and I doubled my bag at 20 something. So I bought here as well. Now I think at certain points I was actually in a lot of profit. Like here, I was in deep profit. But you know, that's probably end of 2024. That was the last time I was in profit. And it absolutely nuked. And it actually invalidated me. Like my invalidation I think was sub 20. So I got invalidated way before I closed the trade. I should have closed earlier, but I wasn't, you know, I was stubborn to a point, but I actually once I got a chance down here, I closed a bunch of alt positions back in August 2025. And it's crazy to think, I mean, at that point it was down. It was already down 90%. But from the point I closed to now, it has gone down another 80%. Think about that. Colonel Hacker, appreciate the follow. Which is crazy. Saga follows his rapid aging. Peptides. Oh, I think I need to shave. Too many people calling me old. Can't have that. BTC dumping. Yeah, I'm watching it here. Too many people calling me old in the chat, so we're gonna have a serious discussion with my beard after this stream. Okay, last one I think we're gonna look at is useless. Already, I don't know. It's a dead coin, man. I'm just happy I got out when I did. That's all I can say. I think useless might also be dead, right? Don't at me. What's the best ticker here? What's the best ticket here? Fuck the haters in the chat. Yeah, Hasbullah, you're just a hater, bro. Hasbullah, you hater. Don't at my beard. Crappy coin, crappy moves. Thanks for the insight. I mean, there's a limited amount of insight I can give into a coin like that, to be honest. My insight is stay away from it. I think ordinals was, at one point, was a huge thing in my mind, but certainly not anymore. Like, what are you supposed to say about this coin, man? It looks terrible. Only Rufus can make a Rufus remix of their own song and it'd be a bigger banger than the original. That's a great point. That's a great point. I see Purdue's also looking for LIT sub 1. So let's see. I might put that in the tracker. If we get 91 cent, 90 cent, 91 cent LIT, I may actually take that as even a spot trade. We'll see. I'll set alerts for now. You should be alerted to this thing if it dips. If it takes this low, if it dips below 93. If it dips below 93 cent, you should be alert on. Oh, we have a new chroma emoji. We have a... you know, can't forget that. We have a new chroma. When you guys ask, what does Follis actually do in chroma? Yes, this is my full-time job. There we go. ZEC, I gave my views on last stream. Sub 100. Sub 100. Useless, yeah. Unless someone has anything to say about this chart, I don't know why. I don't know why you'd even be entertaining it. It looks terrible. The thing about Useless is that it was relying on Bonk Guy, right? It was reliant on Bonk Guy shilling it and pushing it. But Bonk Guy has lost his motion. Isn't that it? That's basically it. Or am I wrong? Grass, God almighty, there's a coin I haven't looked at in a long time. Bruh, is this good in the room with us right now? I know everything's down, but... Grass to me, I don't know, man. It had a narrative, it had something going for it last year, and just not at all anymore. God, I remember being so bullish on this thing here. I remember being so bullish on this thing. It looked so clean. All these highs. Nice deviation of the range low. I remember I longed it here. And I thought I was a fucking genius. I woke up, I was like $2 grand in profit. I was like, yeah, boy, we are running these high. I was like, do I TP here or do I TP here? Motherfucker went straight down after that. That shit went straight down. The cleanest range, the cleanest liquidity targets, that shit went straight down. Yeah, it's horseshit. Yeah, boys, we're gonna call it there. Just coming on an hour and a half now, and I need to run. Yeah. BTC looks a little bit dodgy here, I'm not gonna lie. I think mid-channel is gonna offer the resistance that the bears are hoping it's gonna offer. I think on Friday we're gonna have some lower prices. And feel free to @ me and call me a washed LARP who doesn't know his tits from his toenails. Isn't that's a good description, I think. I think therefore I am fooked. The fucking moon. Breaking. The passage of oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz has been stopped per Iran's Fars news agency. Boys, what did I tell you? Watch us get some fucking bearish AF news right now. Straight to Ramos, justice for the gays of Ramos, exactly. All right, boys, we're gonna call it there. Not actually that much to update on today. I think the only play here really is to go short. But it's just such a news-driven market, fundamental-driven market. It's really hard. It's really hard to have a good read here because of how many question marks there are about the macro. We have Orange Man in the White House saying the most unhinged shit, driving price up, down, sideways. And yeah, an uncertain situation in the Strait of Hormuz. One thing I will say is that it's becoming increasingly clear that Trump does not want to escalate things. So I think that any overtures towards escalation can probably be faded until further notice. Like if he threatens, oh yeah, we're going to actually, now we're definitely going to destroy the power plants. We're definitely going to destroy infrastructure. We're going to have boots on the ground. I think those can probably be faded. Because I really don't think that that's where the direction he wants to go. But look, we shall see. We're back on Friday for the final stream of the week. So we will hopefully see you then. Try not to get liquidated in the meantime. And we will see you on Friday. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you. Bye-bye.